And we are rolling, pre-recorded before a live studio audience of my stuffed animals. That's right. It's the Comics Talk with Reverend Sully and yourself. Happy Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day, and what we like to do on Wednesdays is we like to preview the comics that interest us that come out every week. Floppies, comic books. Sorry, I was also thinking about adjusting my radio voice. Perhaps that is what holding me back from owning YouTube. Let's do that. We're going to try to talk like this for the rest of the show. That's right. FM radio voice and comic books. Let us know in the chat and the comment section. I can speak in a higher register normally with a Boston accent. Perhaps I should be more thoughtful about the delivery of the information provided in this very show. Talking to you, this comic book conversation, this comic book shop style conversation that's been ongoing here at our channel for 3 years now. 3 years now. We've been talking about comic books. I've been a comic book fan most of my life. I've reached my half-century mark. Hey, the rites of passage of middle age. It's like I have to go get a colonoscopy done. They're gonna take pictures of me bum from the inside out. Yes, indeed, the stuff that you don't see on the hub. That kind of action. Oh gosh. What's the hub? Go RTFM and turn on a private browser. Be an adult. There you go. Be an adult. So for a good chunk of my 51 years on this planet Earth, rotating around the sun, in our solar system, and in our little part of the Vega quadrant of the super spires and strings of this local multiverse. I love comic books, and so do you, and that's why we all gathered here together today. We go to the leagueofcomicgeeks.com website on Wednesdays, along with a few other friends of mine that do. I actually am ripping them off because, well, we did like it's mostly like I'd call it a podcast like format with visuals. Like I'd show things like, hey, look, I got boards last week. I needed them. $15. 100. That's right. Do you have boards? Do you need boards? If you buy comic books, chances are that you probably do need boards. Buy them from your local comic book shop. That's right, your LCS. It's where the funny books live. That's where I'm going today. Hopefully this is us right about now being like, what are you buying, Sully? And I'm like, what's on the shelf at 4:10 p.m. on new release day? The store will have been open for 5 hours or 5.5 hours. And sometimes you miss things. Things sell out. You could get a pull list. I could. I've been thinking about it, to be honest with you. Now that I'm losing an hour's worth of shopping time on new release day. For my work-life balance, I've had to cut back on the production of the show. We used to do a daily show. We talked about comic books daily. There's plenty of evidence. It's in the playlist. You should check out. Hopefully, there's a lot of evergreen material there. If you're ever feeling lonely or down and you need someone to talk to, always you can dial in one of our old shows on the Comics Talk playlist when it was the Comics Coffeetable when it was the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days. We would just, hopefully there's some evergreen content there. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, all of you. I'm blessed and grateful. We're also the home of tactical and practical spirituality. Reverend Sully ordained on the internet half a lifetime ago, a dubious internet ordination. It's it would be deserving of derision if it wasn't so earnest. I'm a spiritual person. I am not a member of any church. I am a true original, an only child, a maverick. I go the beat of my own drummer. That's been like my entire life. Conformity. Is that a word? Pika, did you write that down? Iconoclastic. I was jealous of Madonna in 1990. I always wanted to have been excommunicated too from the Catholic Church. She's one of my heroes. And who's my other heroes? Well, I got plenty of heroes. Both, here, this is like, there goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. There goes my hero. He's ordinary. That's my grandpa, Joseph Patrick O'Sullivan from Ireland, Kerry, Ireland. And yeah, he's passed. But as I talk to you, I'm always talking to him too. So if you're making a show, sometimes it gets easy to like, hey, I'm going to tell you about Spider-Man today, Pa. Or hey, what's on the shelves today at this Wednesday? Wednesday is the traditional direct market new comic book day. That day has changed around over the years, to be honest. It's never just been Wednesday. I believe it was Thursday at once, and also recently DC Comics, with changing distributors, has made their new release day on Tuesday. And it's kind of all an illusion anyway, because it's a societal agreement. There's a society of comic book shop owners and distributors that make up a rule. They get these magazines a week or two prior to that new release date. They agree to put them on the shelves at that date. I wonder if you can get into trouble for putting that out, or just a bad reputation, because we all know that if there are ways to get comics before new release day, it's a little bit underhanded, a little dishonest. It's not on the up and up, not in the level, but it's done. I don't do that. I don't. That's not my bag. Well, thank you so much. It's let's get to it. New comics this week. If we go to leagueofcomicgeeks.com, let's go to their League of Comic Geeks. I should become a member. Yeah, it's a community for retailers. Let's look at their homepage. Presents. Share screen. Pika. No, Pika, you cannot touch the buttons. I'm lucky at love. Yes, I got the winning touch. Look, here we go. Thank you very much. Here we go. That's what their homepage looks like at leagueofcomicgeeks.com. And wrong button. Here we are. It's got that bookmarked. We've got 108 different comic books. Blow that up a bit. And let's start at the end of the list, and then we'll quickly work our way back up to the top and then go down the list of the more popular stuff. See, like I like comics. I like comic books, and of course it's been like big two superhero comic books and popular adaptations like Gold Key Comics and Harvey Comics. So I had a spinner rack as a small child. I had pocket change as a small child. And as a small child, you had the freedom to go to the corner store or the bodega or the 7-Eleven, or say when your dad stops off at the gas station for gas. What would you be like? Can I run into the store real quick because you wanted to see the spinner rack? So that was the marketplace way back in the day when I was a kid. It's changed to the direct market, to the local comic book shop. And will it change again? Probably. Let's get back into this. So there's Humbata #1 from Blood Moon Comics. Genesis 2 #5 from 10 Ton Press. Genesis 2 Origins. The Devil's Grin #5. There's Poor Man Funnies. It's adult only. Let's look at this real quick. The Comics Company. And please excuse all the ads. Maybe if I became a member, the ads would go away. Skip ad. There you go. Featuring rarities, including the Debbie Frankenstein comic book, previously published as a promotional ash can. What's an ash can? Because we hear this a lot in our crowdfundings. What is an ash can comic book? There you go. From the wiki, because we love to say wikis. An ashcan comic is a form of the American comic book originally created solely to establish trademark on potential titles and not intended for sale. The practice was common in the 1930s and 1940s when the comic book industry was in its infancy, but it was phased out after updates to U.S. trademark law. That is from the opening of its wiki, because we like to say wiki. Yeah. And the term was revived in the 1980s by Bob Burden, who applied it to prototypes of his self-published comic book. Since the 1990s, the term has been used to describe promotional materials produced in large print runs and made available for mass consumption. In the film and television industries, the term ashcan copy has been adopted for low-grade material created to preserve a claim to license property rights. And that is what an ashcan is, yeah. 36 pages, black and white innards, $5, digest size. It's the Barbie ad again. Most subversive blockbuster. They actually put that in print on the advert. Wow, that's brave, huh? Oh man, somebody's living in like 2017 over there. Fuck. Alrighty, getting clobbered by ads. Let's see, Bombshell and Tom Tom number 3 from American Monthly. Because okay, that's what I was meaning. Like, say, big two superhero comics and different presses. Why aren't we talking more about these comic books, such as Bombshell and Tom Tom number 3? And it's got 2 variant covers, and just like the comics you used to read. It seems to be like World War II stuff, Allies versus Axis, and I mean, look at the trade dress. Let's look at this cover. Come on, this is like an independent comic book. I've never heard of this. I do take chances on new titles. I do get crowdfunded comic books with the same kind of like maybe level of art and stuff. I don't know. I would love to look at some internal art for this. I mean, because you know how I feel about spending my money on digital stuff. There's the art. There's Archie. I will never buy an Archie comic though ever again. Hey, and that's I would. It's a big mattress. It's 192 pages for $9.99. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and I will never buy an Archie comic book ever again. Sorry. You know. Now here's that same, and this has been solicited a few times. I am keeping my eye out for this. It's Source Point Press. The Seance Room, Harry's Opus #1, and Harry Weiss, charming and sinister proprietor of the Seance Room, does his best to keep you present. Yeah, whatever that means. But it's got art by Ben Templesmith, of which is my draw. No pun. That's a draw. Wah wah wah. So yeah, there's a writer artist Ben Templesmith, cover artist Ben Temple. So yeah, I would support that. But also maybe I should be telling my comic book shop, would you order that? You know, there's Super Scouts #1. All right, 30 years after the stars of the hit Sentai show Super Scouts, the washed-up actors discovered their show was based on a real intergalactic war. Now, to save the galaxy, they must become the heroes they once pretended to be. From Ryan Little, the co-creator of Disney Plus series I Am Groot and What If Season 2, comes an exciting new superhero team ready to save the galaxy from whatever might be heading its way. $6.99, 56 pages. Super Scouts #1. I will give this a chance if I see it. Why not? Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's start. Let's read some. Let's see what's available this week. Now, this is going to be a weekly. It's Joker. It's Joker Year 1, Part 2, and we're going weekly by Zdarsky and Company. Telling this. We got 5 variant covers. Including the sweater weather variant cover. This is sweater weather. Sweater weather. It's sweater weather. Sweater weather. I said it 3 times fast. That wasn't fast enough, Sully. It's $5.99. Yeah, it says Bruce and Selena. That's supposed to be Selena, right? It's not, because honestly, it's a little ambiguous. Is that supposed to be Tim? I'm just asking. We can't see her green eyes. I don't see a bust line. Is this like Frederick Wortham's level of? Is that Dick? Is that supposed to be Bruce? I mean, I'm literally asking questions. I'm not making insinuations, dude. I'm like, yeah. Let's see. It's Amazing Spider-Man Gang War. Look at that wonderful cover by John Romita Jr. Oh, look at that. inked by Scott Hanna. This is a classic kind of composition. It's like, you know, the sides facing off and clashing. And it's got so much diversity too, which is so built into the insular world already. That's Manhattan. Manhattan is the new Rome, as John Lennon used to say all the time. I have put oh, that's $4.99. They have 2 variant covers, 4 variant covers. That's 2, 4, 6, 7. Aw, Black Cat and the Kiss. You see that one? Aw, Tyler Kirkham. These are retailer exclusive variants. These are incentive covers. That's the black and white Disney one. Look at that. 1 in 100. That means for every 100 of Amazing Spider-Man 43 that your house buys, your LCS buys, they will get one of these, and they can sell it, you know, for you know, $100, I guess, $150. That's a mock-up of X-Men #1. Ain't it cute? I think it's fun. I like that. I like that a lot. I really like the look on Mickey's face right here, and in the trade dress in the corner. Donald Duck is. Does this mean Donald Duck is, like, you know, no longer with Daisy? Is that what we're unpacking here? I don't know. Why isn't Minnie Jean? You know, well, Minnie is Angel. Well, there you go. You got gender swap there, Warren. But at least she has a lot of money. These are the stories. And Goofy, of course, is Beast. And I bet you he makes that every time he leaps into action. That would be fun. I would watch that or read that. Come on, this shit's supposed to be fun. Let's have fun with shit. All right, I'm putting this down. I'm not interested in a Bizarro story. I never really have been. But this is Jason Aaron on Action Comics. I've been reading Action Comics for a year, buying Action Comics in floppy form. And I got to tell you that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variant covers. And on an issue, 1062. It's part 2 of a story. Yeah, that's it. They're your variant covers. Jorge Jimenez. I got a couple of these Jorge Jimenez variant covers, though, because they're really sweet. They are really nice. I love Jorge Jimenez. He's one of my favorite modern comic book superhero artists. It's $1 more. And that's that. Yeah, it's a Bizarro story. Bizarro's been overpowered. We have an OP Bizarro. And I'm not even, you know what, because modern superhero stuff sometimes it's so convoluted, and it's so backed up on its own continuity, its own inner story, and their own reboots, and trying to figure out the story. Which Bizarro is this? I mean, who is Bizarro at this point? There have been so many, you know, reinterpretations since the inception. Let's look it up real quick. This is what we do. We talk about comic books. Bizarro as a character. I'm going to go to, you guessed it, the wiki, because I like to share. I like to talk about wikis. Bizarro is a supervillain or anti-hero Appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics, the character was created by Otto Binder and George Papp. In Superboy 68 in 1958. That's the Silver Age of comics. And let's see. And then the adult version appeared in the same time in the Superman daily newspaper strip by Alvin Schwartz. Indeed. And this will come down to claims of who is its creator, too. Schwartz long claimed that he originated the Bizarro concept prior to the character's appearance in Superboy. Yet Otto Binder gets the credit as the creator. Huh. The newspaper version wore a bee on his chest. Interesting. Does it say like pre-crisis Bizarro? General Drew Zod had originally created, because this will show you, this was from Phantom Zone #1 in 1982. This is like the pre-crisis Bizarro. This is the fictional character biography. So Drew Zod had originally created Bizarro duplicates of himself to dominate the planet Krypton. The Bizarros had no power because they were not under a yellow sun, but they were soldiers ready to kill and die without hesitation. This was the reason why Zod was banished to the Phantom Zone for 25 Krypton sun cycles. And a duplicating ray, and that was in Superboy. In Superboy number 68, 1958. A scientist on Earth is demonstrating his newly invented duplicating ray to Superboy, and an accident causes the ray to duplicate the superhero. The copy, quickly labeled Bizarro, is a flawed imitation as it possesses chalky white skin and childlike erratic behavior. Shunned by the people of Smallville, Bizarro befriends a blind girl named Melissa and loses all hope when he realizes that the girl did not shun or flee from him because she was blind. Superboy is eventually forced to kill the less than perfect clone, using the remains of duplicating machine which acts like blue kryptonite, as opposed to green kryptonite on the copy. What? Using the remains of the duplicating machine, which acts like blue kryptonite. Okay. And then there's Bizarro #1. Years afterwards, recreates the Lex Luthor recreates the duplicate. This is important to me. I want to know. I really want to fucking know what I'm dealing with here. Like which Bizarro is Jason Aaron talking about? I mean, wasn't it like in New 52? Like it was B0, and that was Grant Morrison's, in Action Comics. And Lex Luthor recreates the duplicating ray and uses it on the hero, hoping to control the duplicate that it became known as Bizarro #1. So this is the story. Okay, you ever seen Bizarro with a Bizarro #1? This is from Action Comics 254 and 255 from August of 1959. So this is only like a year later after the Superboy premiere. And this is where we get Bizarro speak too. Me not human, me not creature. And Bizarro becomes this cultural phenomenon. Seriously, so much so that the word itself, that the character has so much quality to it. And that it imbued itself into the American lexicon and then into a kind of like Western civilization lexicon, because you can say this is like a bizarro version of any object, like a bizarro phone would be like, a brick, maybe a bizarro, video game system would be like, this would be just like a map to the to the playground. I don't but meaning like, so some weird ersatz, flawed, opposite, and then Bizarro number one has a version of his duplicating ray, and he creates an entire world of Bizarros, and it's like backwards Earth, Harafi, and he's got Bizarro Lois, and that's how the square Bizarro Earth comes to be made. This is by Adventure Comics 290. Adventure Comics, that was like one of the big comics from the golden age that made it through. It's 1961. Indeed. Yeah, let's get back to the comics then. Stop sharing. But with all that said about Bizarro, which Bizarro is Jason Aaron presenting us with here in action, in his first Action Comics thing? Is it run? His thing. Wolverine 43. I probably will be be getting this. I've got the first 2 issues of it. It just ends up being impressive. The art's really good, but the story is just so over the top, like gory and action. And well, look at this. I brought snacks. Did you bring any snacks? I've got little anisette cookies. This is the X-Men 97 variant cover. How's that? If I had the choice, I'd get that. That would be $4.99 for 28 pages. Wow. Carrie Andrews. Look at that Carrie Andrews cover. That's for $30. It says so right there. It's an Unknown Comics exclusive. I was on a Thinking Critical with Carrie Andrews. Wes had me on the show, and this very awesome comics superhero writer. I mean, artist. And writer. Sorry. Hello. You don't send me flowers anymore. It's $4.99 anyway. So if I saw this homage cover, I would totally get it. But I love this Lionel Yu cover. Lionel Yu is just the man. I love that dude. Gang War, Miles Morales. That's cool. But here's something I'll be picking up. Transformers number 5. Look at this beautiful cover by Daniel Warren Johnson. Look at Optimus looking into the barrel, the reflection of his eyes, looking at himself on the muzzle of the cannon of his dreaded nemesis, Megatron. These are the variant covers. Nice Soundwave variant cover. Ain't that cool? Aerosenia. It's got Buzzsaw and Frenzy. See, that's not Rumble. That's Frenzy. Frenzy's red. Rumble's blue. That's not Laserbeak. That's Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw has gold. Is that Laserbeak? Is it red and gold? Because Buzzsaw is black and gold. Okay, that might be Laserbeak. Correct me in the chat or in the comments. I like this Cliff Jumper. That's just yes. That's just how can you put so much expression and expectation of character and not subversion of character? That, my friends, is character. This is great. That is a character known as Cliff Jumper, and that's Carly. And Cliff Jumper is just is loyal, is tough, and doesn't put up with any guff. And I just think that's wonderful. And this is a bit of a spoiler, but to fix Optimus's missing right arm, Team Medic Ratchet, Autobot Dr. Ratchet transplants some spare parts that was lying around Ark. And this was the best and most effective spare part that Ratchet had. Where is Megatron? What is the mystery of Megatron? That's being sussed out over the other two spinoff books, too. The Energon Universe. Be tuned in to Duke. Be tuned in to Cobra Commander. You will find out eventually. And this is so I'm really kind of pleased right now. I'm tuned in to Energon Universe. And Void Rivals wasn't my thing, and I hear great things about it, especially from my friends in the chat and in the comment section. The people who like tune into the show. I've heard a lot of positive things about Void Rivals. I've read probably 3 issues of Void Rivals out of all of them, and I wasn't sold on the art. I did buy 1 issue, but that was because it was the speculator concern. It was a key issue of issue 1. I got the 1 in 25 variant cover. Here's a story that's improving to me, that I'm like, let's see, that's 5 variant covers. And I'm starting to really like Joshua Williamson as a writer, especially because of Duke and Cobra Commander. Those are just really fun. So, oh, and see, Ben Abernathy's still the listed editor on Batman and Robin. He's already stepped down, and who is Shush? That's right. But I mean, this is a Simone DeMeo cover, but he's not doing the interior art. Nicola Sismeja is, and that might go a long way with me. But I did see the first 3 issues of Batman and Robin. I was very meh on. There we go. I was pretty meh on. And I really like this cardstock variant. This is a 1 in 50, and it's a $5.99. It's $1 more. I just like that, because I remember being, when I was his age, man, I love to eat, and it reminds me of good memories with my dad. He would pick me up on a Saturday, and we'd go to a movie, and we'd always get he would get me McDonald's. And that's I'd have McDonald's once a week. And so this, this reminds me, that brings me back a bit. That's cute. I would get that. All right. Where'd you go, Paige? Hello, computer. Hello, computer. Try the mouse. How the keyboard. How quaint. And I really like the annual as well. So this book, this title is beginning to grow on me. It really is. Have a cookie. Have a bite. Woo! Here we go. Green Lantern number 8. $4.99, 40 pages. This has a backup. It's Hal Jordan versus the United Planets. We've got a couple of revelations going on in this book. The plot is starting to unfold. We're starting to get some really good Jeremy Adams writing as well. And there's a Kyle Rayner backup ish feature written by Ron Mars and with art by Dale Eaglesham, which is good for. I loved all these Kyle Rayner books back then. This is what Kyle Rayner books helped get me back into comic books back in 2001. And that's a great cover. I would totally get this. This is $1 more. I would totally get that cover. That's wonderful. I was a big Kyle Rayner fan. I mean, I get it. People didn't, it was. Let's see. And this is the sweater weather variant. We've got Jessica Cruz. We've got JoJo Mullen. We've got Kyle Rayner. Cliff diving. We got Hal Jordan. No. Is that Guy? He's a redhead. So that's Guy Gardner. And we got John Stewart over yonder. Indeed. And what's in the background there? Are those bears? Can't see. I'm squinting. And then we have a 1 in 25 cover for an issue 8. And it's just like intergalactic baseball. That's a really nice cover. It's $5.99, still $1 more. Or is it? No, that's a 1 in 25. So that's up to the that's up to the house to sell. Probably for $25, I guess, right? Star Wars Darth Vader by Hugh Greg Pak. Yeah, $4.99, 20 pages of story and art. Usually pretty lousy. We've got 4 variant covers. Yeah, it's a Rebel 10th anniversary cover. Because Rebels has everything to do with Darth Vader, and the Adi Gallia Black History Month cover, and which is that's just Star Warsy, yeah. And well, Vader did have something to do with Rebels, yeah, a little bit, Fall of the House of X issue number 2 for $4.99. I'm loving the design of that Lorna Dane Magneto. I'll call her Magneta. How's that? Has she ever gone by that name? She's gone off the deep end a few times trying to reclaim, like daddy's side of the ideology and her identity. Lorna Dane, Polaris, daughter of Magneto, inheritrix of his magnetic powers. Probably the true, I can't even tell you the convolution of story. Like, are Pietro and Wanda Magneto's kids? My answer is yes. It's not just headcanon, but it's based upon previous canons. And just because if there's a current canon stating contrary to the fact, that can always be undone, because a big part of storytelling is playing with toys, but also leaving them the way you found them for someone else to play, for the next kid to play with. And you don't break the toys, and you don't, scar and mar them, quintessentially, typically in storytelling. And so what is this book about? Let's see. I'm a big X-Men fan. I love being, in the digital pirate chests, treasure chests. I've been reading X-Men comic books for a couple of months now. I'm pretty current, and they are old friends of mine. I was a kid. I was 8 years old in 1981. I was 8 years old going on 9. And Marvel Comics went from 50 cents to 60 cents. And that's when I had pocket change. And I was buying lots of Marvel Comics. ROM, Moon Knight, Daredevil, Star Wars, X-Men. Occasionally. X-Men was fascinating to me, but I'd rather, spend my money on ROM and Star Wars. You only had so much money. Mom, when you couldn't just buy everything. You had to be really choosy. So this is Follow the House of X issue number 2. And it's getting closer to the end of the Krakoan age. And this is written by Jerry Duggan. And I don't mind Jerry Duggan. Yeah, they got the whole Sync. Yeah, I caught up on the whole thing with Sync and Talon. And it's like, you can be out of the game for a while and you can get really back into it. Seriously, very quickly. I mean, I went to a Boston Celtics game last Friday night. I had not been to the Celtics in 20 years. I'm a Bruins fan, a Boston Bruins fan, of NHL ice hockey fan. And so basketball's not my thing. Hockey is. Yet we share a house. We share the Boston Garden. And it's good to see how the other half lives, but also I know who Jason Tatum is, and Jaylen Brown, and I didn't know who Jrue Holiday was, or and people are like, you don't know who Jrue Holiday was? I'm like, no, all I saw was number 4, and this guy going right up into the paint, and going right up to and grabbing points. I was so impressed. I was like, who's number 4? He's got game. He's great. And they were like, dude, that's Jrue Holiday. So it's like, oh, this is who Sync is. Okay. It's like, I've been an on again, off again X-Men fan since I was a kid 40 plus years ago. So it's like, there have been so many X-Men. There are so many X-Men. I mean, but it's fun to catch up. Let's see. And it's I'm reading, and over in X-Men 31 and 30 and 32, by Duggan, there's Wolverine, and he's doing his thing. And then we have this House of X, the Fall of the House of X. And then there's Wolverine doing his thing here. And then there's Wolverine up, some in Antarctica or something, doing his birthday and the Sabretooth War at the same time. That's comic book magic. Don't think about it too hard. Seriously, your brain will pop. There's no use splitting hairs over that level of my comic book minutia. They're just characters. Maybe Grant Morrison was right in Animal Man number 25, 26. He was like, oh, these panels, these gutters, this is how you move around so quickly and save time. Shit like that. The Vengeance of Moon Knight number 2. Sure. Superior Spider-Man by you, Dan Slott. Number 4. But it's been kind of fun. Superior Spider-Man's been a little fun. And it's got, Mark Bagley and that's about it. Yeah, we got Dan Slott, Mark Bagley. Yeah, we got a penciler and an inker. That's good. I mean, just oops, I like that. Authentic art. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 148. Good luck, guys. I mean, Jason Aaron's going to start writing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I hear, at 151. And, but not to be confused. Look at that beautiful cover. Wow. That's a Kevin Eastman cover. Wow. Kevin Eastman and Sophie Campbell. Yeah, because Sophie Campbell's leaving the book. And I just like that. It's very artsy. I don't know who that is, what those characters are. I just like that. For me, like, oh, that's nice art. I have no idea. But Sophie Campbell's been on the book for years now. She's introduced, like, Janica, her turtle, and that's and now Jason Aaron will be taking over. I hope. Good luck. It's Blade number 8. Blade's been good. Overall, yeah, Blade's been pretty good. I've been reading Blade since issue 2. And Brian Hill, Elena Casagrade, it's a decent comic book. It went pretty like hard into just some like hell stuff, like as in like, of course it's demons and vampires and supernatural, but yeah, I mean, just like, just, I don't know, DC City of Madness. I've been looking at this book. I get it in my pirate chest. See, it's square bound. It's a magazine format, meaning that it's bigger than comics. It's $6.99 for 48 pages, and that's like no ads, and really nice stock variant, like, a card stock cover, and nice pages. I mean, I keep saying, is this the future of the floppy? But there's and it's black label, and there's 2 variant covers. There's an incent. Oh, this is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Oh my gosh, I love Sienkiewicz art because it's art too. It's not just pop stuff. It's not just corporate stuff. That's awesome. But yeah, City of Madness is a. I've read the first 2 issues. It's Christian Ward. He's doing the writing and the art. It's like there's a reverse Gotham, under Gotham, on a, and it's like full of Lovecraftian Cthulhu's. So there's even like a Cthulhu version of Batman that watches over his anti-Gotham. And there's like, and the house of the Court of Owls is involved, and it's yeah, sure. But you know what I mean? It's not, given that there are 2 black label Batman books in that format that's coming out, and I really like Gargoyle of Gotham by Raphael Grandpa a lot better, in my humble opinion. This has been a really dark horse winner for me, especially with the the iffiness of the artist. But I mean, Riley Rossmo's work on Robert Vendetti's Sandman here has been really good. I think it fits the mood and the tone of the book and the dreaminess, and even maybe the golden age quality that they're trying to put across. Now, they use way too many digital filters, screen tone filters, hatching filters, zipatone filters, that it's a distraction. It's there for effect, to make it look. It's there for effect, but also for affect. AFFECT. It's there to be like, you don't need a cane. You just carry a cane to make it for looks. It's a stylish cane too, with an interesting club head to it. You know what I mean? You may or may not have some kind of dagger in the hilt for protection. But yeah, if you have a cane and you don't need it because of a disability, you're using it for affect, for looks. You don't need just, yeah. I mean, there's your difference that's the difference between effect and affect. Blue Beetle number 6. hopefully this is the last issue. They're wrapping this up. Oh, yep, the Blue Beetle's final showdown with the Blood Scarab. Only one Scarab wielder will be left standing here. It's $3.99 for 32 pages. A couple of then there's a Spanish language version. See, that's cool because they have like an all Latino creative. Josh Trullo, Adrian Gutierrez, Will Quintana. Just I want being a Latina in there, huh? Ay, coños. ¿Qué tú pienses, ah? Ah, ¿dónde están las chicas? Ay, ay, ay. ¿Qué pero aquí? Coños. I'm just kidding. Yo, I kid, man. But I would pick up a Spanish edition of this to see how good my Spanish really is, perhaps. But yeah, just really think that's awesome. And just like, yeah, we have like a gold beetle, a red beetle, there's a green beetle. So it looks kind of Power Rangers-y. I kind of think that's cool. We got Gimmicks here, who's been brought back from the dead, of whom was killed in Grant Morrison's Grant Morrison's Seven Soldiers way back in the day, but also she's like she's the legacy, I believe, of Mary, the girl of 1,000 gimmicks from the Golden Age. So I just, I think that's pretty cool. And this would be great. Blue Beetle, I think, would be great as like if you put out that Tankabon compact format in Spanish and you sold that under the if you sold that from the Tierra del Fuego to the Rio Grande, you would probably sell a bunch of those. Just saying. I mean, I'm going to throw that by my friend Latino Slant. I think he'd like that. Scorched for $2.99. This is a Todd McFarlane Spawn book written by John Layman. Really? Oh, wow. So cool. And this is like, you want an old-fashioned 90s feel of a comic book, there you go. It's $2.99. Pick up any of those Spawn books. And was this supposedly... Oh, no. The issue 0 was out last week. This is issue 1. Okay. I hate the new design of Red Hood. It just not my thing. Black Panther #9. Black Panther's been pretty entertaining. But it's by Eve Ewing. And we got 2 variant covers. Rain at Dusk Part 9. Yeah. That's it. And it's a little bit deep end of the pool on intrigue and Wakandan internal politics, and it goes right over my head. But I do like a good T'Challa story. Always have. Speaking of Magneto's kids or not, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Was this Steve Orlando? And this is following up his... Oh my gosh. How many variant covers? Oh my goodness. What a boring cover. I like this. I like Scotty Young variant covers. I do. I don't mind them. Is that a Peach Momo? No, that's Rose. Rose Betch. And do we have a Peach Momoko variant anywhere? We do have a Peach Momoko variant. And it's a retailer exclusive. And I would get that. I like this one. Look at this Art Adams cover. It's for $19.99. It's a print run of 1,500. Exclusive at Ultimate Comics. Damn. Look at that art. I love that. See? That might be worth it. But look at this Peach Momoko Virgin cover here. $29.99. Oh, I would get that though. I mean, would that be worth 20? You would have to slab that though to keep it at a 9.2, wouldn't you? Or greater. And would it be worth it? I mean, it's only an issue 1 of a 6-issue limited, maybe even a 5-issue limited. Let's see. Did they show it? No? They usually do show like the upcoming issues. Maybe it's on the... Let's go back. Back to the Devron system. Back. Will I get this? No. Is that a Phil Notto cover? Let's see. No, Russell Dotterman. Let's see. Okay. Steve Orlando. Yeah. So he just did a Wanda, the Scarlet Witch series that had Joseph the Magneto clone and Kat Dennings' character Darcy from Thor. That was kind of a waste. Well, it wasn't made for me. I hope whomever it was made for showed up and got it. Now this is like, this gets me sadder and sadder to think about. This is Outsiders number 4 by Lansing and Kelly. Still good. Okay, we lost. I misreported that. It wasn't about misreporting it. It was obvious. It was gone for 1 month, 2 months ago. The Dawn of DC trade dress, and is it done? Is the Dawn of DC done? Well, it's right there before our very eyes. So we have the Outsiders. We've got 3 variant covers. Yeah, Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. And there's what happened to the solicits for like the upcoming issues, such as like, so this is only going 4 issues. Will there be a next issue? And yeah, and okay, what bums me out about this Outsiders is this is a DC Universe attempt to make the Warren Ellis Wildstorm Universe archaeologist team planetary into a DC friendly version. Excuse me. Cookie time. When you could be just hiring Warren Ellis to write a Warren Ellis style story, because of the hubbub and his canceling. And I mean, I would buy Warren Ellis books. I hope he does crowdfunding and doesn't deny us the honor of buying his art and his wares. He could, I mean, what's stopping him from doing an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter? Something like Sean Gordon Murphy's doing, do something at massive, whatnot. If Image won't publish you, if DC won't publish you, if Marvel won't publish you or hire you. I mean, so it's heartbreaking. To have the knockoffs and I'm not trying to diss Lansing and Kelly. I mean, they struggle hard. What's coming out this week too is fucking Thunderbolts. And if you want, Lansing and Kelly also do Guardians of the Galaxy. And in all fairness, I've been enjoying, which I've never been a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't watch the movies. I started the first one. I got 10 minutes in and I shut it off. I was like, this is a Earthsat's remake of Boogie Nights. I'd rather watch Boogie Nights. I've enjoyed them and tolerated them in the MCU movies. People love them. But I really, it's not just, and it's also got to do with the Kev Walker art. But Lansing and Kelly weren't that bad on Guardians of the Galaxy yet. On Thunderbolts, that is just terrible. And it's like, once again, these are things that Warren Ellis should be writing. A Thunderbolts story like that, it was better when it was Secret Avengers. Cookie went down the wrong way. Sorry. I think I have some cookie in my nose. But this is just yeah. I mean, the last issue was not all that bad. Maybe this issue will be better than the last, but it's a reminder that, like, you could have Warren Ellis, but instead we got Lansing and Kelly. Warren Ellis did Thunderbolts. And oh, look, Bucky is not Winter Soldier, he's Revolution. Interesting. Maybe this is over. Let's look at this. Thunderbolts is only going 4 issues. Okay. That's good to know. Someone tell my friend Carrie from Nerdy Girl Creates. There's only 1 more issue of this. Don't worry. It's got that trying to be Warren Ellis when he's out there and he's perfect in oh, wow, just the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, Gang War. See, written by Greg Fuck You Pack. Sorry, I Hate Fairyland. Daredevil, Black Armor, number 4 of 4, I think. And Final Round. It's the last issue was pretty good. Good action, And wow, that's it. Doesn't have any solicit for the trade paperback either. Wow. Interesting. Oops. Let's see here. Getting near the end. Getting near the end of the show. Let's see. Daredevil, Kill Your Darlings, and The Hunger and the Dusk. I've tried them both. They're okay. Not for me, though. Speed Force number 4. Oh, wow. This is maybe the artistic interpretation of what a migraine must feel like. I'm a huge Flash fan. I love Flash family stuff, and this is a huge miss for me. Maybe with Sinister Sons by Tomasi. Oh wow, look at these covers. Those are the variant covers. Peter J. and David LaFuente. It's the son of Sinestro and Lorzod, the son of Drew Zod. Indeed. This is the same Lorzod character that was co-created by Jeff Johns, Richard Donner, back in, I think, 2006 for around the time of the Superman Returns movie. They have some corporate syzygy that they threw like Zod's son at Clark and Lois, and he was raised as Christopher Kent. Remember Christopher Kent, Superboy? Remember him? You might not. You might have memory hold that. but this is Sinister Sons. This is, supposed to put some like, hey, everyone wants Super Sons with Damien and John Kent, but you can't have that anymore. You can't get what you want. But well, here, we're gonna try to give you something that you're asking for, but with a different spin. So this is gonna be like Super Sons, but with the bad guys. So we have Sinestro Jr. and Lorzod. Night Thrasher #1. Interesting. Creep Show. No thanks. Beware the Planet of the Apes. This looks like it's set in the I like the first issue of this. I did, because it is set in the original Charlton Heston universe. That's Kim Hunter's Zora. I love those old movies. Give me the original Planet of the Apes continuity, not the Tim Burton stuff and not the three boot stuff. There's like a distinct third version too. I think that's called like the James Franco universe. Time for some more coffee, huh? Blade Runner 2039 #10. I'm sorry, that doesn't interest me. It really does. I'm such a Blade Runner fan of the movie and the original book, and I even like 2/3 of the Blade Runner 2049 movie. But to shoehorn all this continuity into a canon, into an IP, into a perpetuation of something, no thanks. There's a Witcher book on. I liked the Witcher books. I mean, I read the Witcher novels, and they were pretty entertaining. Wow, Penthouse Comics #1. I like adult comics. I like cheeky stuff. I love nudity. I love risque erotica. I love, in the drawn form. Wow, look at all these variant covers. And Penthouse is wow, look at all that. Penthouse, is there a Peach Momoko? And why not? I mean, because Peach does cheeky risque stuff. But Penthouse magazine, it was an adult magazine of just like, if it was a girly magazine showing pictures of naked ladies and the centerfold, and it's an artifact of the 20th century. So now you just have Penthouse as a brand name. I wonder how, I don't know. Will it be sold in a plastic bag? It's $9.99. Wow, look at all those variants. It doesn't say how many pages. Let's see. Some more Usagi Yojimbo, which is Firefly. Oh, if you find this, I'm already dead. Oh. Rebel Moon, House of the Blood Axe, $3.99. Did anyone like the movie? Is anyone interested in getting this? Let's see. Dutch by Joe Casey on Image Comics. I read issue 0 and gave this a pass. Mad Magazine. I mean, I wonder what Mad Magazine's like these days. And I would like to check it out. Just to see it, I grew up on Mad Magazine. And I think we're coming to an end. That's fine. The Weatherman issue #2. Yep. All right, let's get rid of that. Dear Editor #2. People have been liking Dear Editor. Dust number 6. Sometimes you find interesting books down here, you know? The ones we should be taking chances on. Quentin by Tarantino on Titan. Howie the Hellhound. Just more digital stuff. But yeah, the Seance Room by Ben Templesmith. I'll keep my eye out for that. Super Scouts. Maybe. Why not? I mean, we should be giving titles chances, you know? We really should. And that's that. Unless there's anything else going on in the world of comic books that you want to talk about, well, let me know in the comment section. And more cookies, please. And hopefully you got everything that you're looking for on New Comic Book Day. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Please like and subscribe. Would love to earn your subscription. Tune in on Sunday at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern for the live show. Sorry, the live stream. We do a live stream on Sundays reviewing all the comic books that we've read this week, and join us. Be part of the live chat, and yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to wrap up the show, but this is the dojo for tactical and practical spirituality, where I can offer you some strategies, some tactics on how to deal with yourself, your negative self-talk, and how to reformat that self-talk into a friend and into a stronger, I don't want to use the word ally, but probably like a core member, like your dynamic duo, your partner, your sidekick. You know what I mean? Maybe your self-talk can be more like your kid's sidekick. You can be Batman, and your self-talk can be your Robin. And may your Robin be full of good advices and good directions, and maybe give you something to have some dynamism with instead of some antagonism with. I use gratitude and I use purpose. And so we make gratitude lists and we talk about it. We talk about spirituality and we talk about things that matter. And I learned not to get too deep on subjects, or people get really defensive. Maybe that's wrong, or just like judgmental. And it will tell you to stay in your lane and, about if you broach sensitive subjects. And I think, no, we need to broach sensitive subjects. I mean, I can't tell you what to make content about or to watch your step, but I can try to find some empathy and common ground and understanding. And you have to consider lots of things and maybe accept things, reject things. But what is he going on about? Pika, you write down these things in the show notes and I have to read them. And just, we have to worry about the audience. This is about comic books, not about your manifestos. Pika, thank you. Thank you for my executive producer, a Pikachu. He gets stuffed. The studio audience. And from Drinka, the and his control booth running the show and the lights and the mic and everything. Pre-recorded before a live studio audience of my stuffed animals. This has been the Wednesday new release preview show. Please like and subscribe. Tune in on Sundays, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern for the live stream. We review and talk about, all the new comics and we talk about things going on in our nerdy culture. Alrighty, cheers, God bless, namaste, good luck, and we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao.